Hey, it's India Michelle here, back with another video on 5 reasons of why men play mind games with women. And that's either whether it's through social media or in real life or both. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into it. So tip number 1 is when men like or comment under your pictures on social media, and or both. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's through Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Sometimes, ladies, I will say you tend to overthink it, or we tend to overthink it. Like I've been there before. Like most of my videos I have dealt with or been through, or I've known people who have dealt with this, and I might not have dealt with it personally, and I'm giving you this information. But on this video, I've personally dealt with this, where you have strong feelings for a person and things don't work out, or you playing this cat and mouse game with a dude, and you see him liking your pictures, commenting under your pictures and stuff like that, but then in real life he's not really giving you that same energy of interest. That's a boy playing mind games with you. That right there is what he's doing, is trying to see if he can still have you wrapped around his thumb. Okay, when you sit here, see, it doesn't work when the feelings are already behind you. It only works, and he knows that. It only works is that when he knows that you still have feelings for him. Okay, so when he likes your picture or comment under your picture or both, you in your mind thinking, well, why he like my pictures, or does he still have feelings for me? Well, he said this last week or such and such time ago, and now he's doing this. That's to see if he can still get inside your panties, or maybe not just your panties, but just to see, like I said, to see if he could wrap you around your his finger, to see if he tells you to drop everything, you would do it, or he gets a satisfaction subconsciously knowing that you're going to be losing sleep about him. You're going to be calling your homegirls asking for their female's perspective, or your homeboy asking for their male's perspective on why he did this and why he did that. Now, your male friends might be able to give you a generalized reason of why such and such is doing this and that and the third, because he's also a man, or he probably did it when he was younger playing games or whatever. But the only person who really knows is the person that's playing the game. And that right there, and what I would just sum it up, ladies, with number 1 is, do not fall for the okie doke. You look at it, whoop-de-whoop, keep it pushing. Let's say it's your birthday or it's the holidays. He wish you a happy birthday or a happy holidays or whatever. You keep it brief if you're going to, because I know how y'all are. You keep it brief, and you keep it, and you wash your hands with it. Don't try to engage in deep conversations. Don't try to engage in deep conversations, because the more deep you get into the conversation, the more deep you're going to be overthinking of woulda, coulda, shoulda. So I'm going to leave that right there on number 1. Number 2, let me get my pad. Number 2 is playing dumb, especially when it comes to when y'all are communicating through phone call or text message. The same thing in face to face, but see, the reason I said phone call and especially text message is because when you texting someone, especially a fuck boy, and an F boy, I'm trying not to cuss as much, a F boy, he has time to finagle a certain things where he plays a certain clueless type of role of, let's say, for example, oh, well, why you treat me like this, and I feel like you don't respect me, and blase blase blase. Then he hits you with the what, or how am I not respecting you, or you overthinking it, and blase blase blase. Ladies, we all been there when a man sit there and play this whole I'm clueless, like you don't know why I'm saying this and all that and the third. That's, again, all this 1 through 5 is all going to tie in together. It's for him to see how, now this number 2 is to see how far he can play with you. See how far he can see that you will let him play games with you. Okay? Because the more and more you keep replying, especially like I said with text messages, the more and more you keep responding to the whole him playing dumb thing, he's basically laughing to himself like, look how this girl is it's like she's working herself up, she's making herself angry, she's getting frustrated because I'm not giving her the response that she wants. She wants me to say, well, why are you doing this? Oh, it's because of this, that, and the third. A man, a F-boy, is not going to sit here and give you this, that, and the third. He's going to give you a little bit of this and that and the third, but it's going to be with the scavenger hunt as well. It's going to be, you got to go through a maze, and you got to go through hurdles and do a whole bunch of backflips and go figure out a few riddles just to get one. Just to get to the first level out of 10 levels. And by the time you get to level 4, you already mentally exhausted. And that's what men do when it comes to those text messaging games, where he sees how, like I said, see how far he can go with you, see how far he can take it. And basically it's like a test. Because a woman who doesn't have time for that, she might entertain 1, maybe 2 text messages, depending on her age. Okay, age does play a factor on how you deal with a man. Not just maturity, but age and life experience, wisdom, as you would put it, right? So when you sit here and you might entertain 1 or 2 at, you're at a certain age, like let's say in your 20s, but then after a while you kind of look at it like, okay. And then usually when you try to do that whole back and forth shit, he'll leave you on red. So now it's like he has the ball in his hand, because now you somewhere sending him, you double texting him because he didn't respond back to you. Again, ladies, do not fall for the okie doke, like I said for number 1, and like I'm going to say for the next 3 ahead. Do not play this little cat and mouse game, horse and pony game, where he's somewhere having you pulling your hair out, you second guessing yourself, you feeling insecure about certain things when you should be secure. And I get it, we all go through insecurities. I get that. But sometimes it's okay to just go ahead and just, charge it to the game and realize what you're dealing with. It shouldn't take weeks, months, especially years, or having a child, and try your best to avoid that shit. Try your best to not even have sex with a dude like that, okay? And then you realize when you get older, why did I even waste my time when I should have just cut it off after the first text message, okay? Tip number 3, and this would damn sure gets a lot of women, especially women in their 20s. And I'm not going to say just women in their 20s, other ages, but especially women in their 20s, is when they post other women. And again, do not overthink everything a man does. Like, I'm not saying if a man posts a woman, oh, he's playing mind games and shit like that. Or if a man does have some type of confusion on what you're talking about and he literally doesn't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying that. This video doesn't apply to everybody. This video applies to the people that are dealing with grown ass boys. Okay? So tip number 3 is when he's posting females and he knows it's going to upset you. It's not like, okay, y'all been broken up for 5 years and y'all just so happen to still follow each other on Facebook or something like that, and you see, it's been years down the line and he's got with another female, because it's not like he's not going to talk to nobody, especially you not going to not talk to anybody. So, that's one thing. But when he literally is posting females because he knows it's going to irk you, or he knows that you're going to slide in his DM and be like, oh, well, who is that? And this and that and the third, and oh, you got me effed up. boom, he got you. He got you. Now you're taking the focus off on his dumbass actions, and now you're focusing on the female. Oh, well, she not that cute, no way. Oh, well, she might look better than me, and this and that and that, and da 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 da. And now you're somewhere judging yourself based off of how she looks or how she makes him feel, and he might be doing the same thing to her, and you just don't know. You think he's treating her like a queen, or hell, better yet, she might be up on game and he's on her asshole, but on social media or to you in your eyes and your peripheral, you looking at it as, oh, he got it like that. Every dude, it's like every F-boy, and some men to a certain degree, has dealt with a female where a woman is not going to deal with you. A man is not going to treat every single woman the same. He knows who to play with and who not to play with. The woman who he doesn't play with is the woman who he's afraid to lose, and where she's not coming back. It's not, oh, where we're going to not talk for a month or two. No, she's done. Okay? Be that girl where you're not the one to play with. I'm not saying every little mistake a man does that you're going to cut him off, but when it's to the point where I didn't had to say it more than once, bye-bye. And ladies, you should have that mentality. Again, like I said, for number 2, it shouldn't take you weeks, months, years to realize red flags. A lot of us, we have to take accountability and put it on ourselves where we need to stop playing games with men. No matter if he's an F-boy or a good, outstanding man, stop playing games. Playing games is what's going to have you looking in the mirror when you're 50 years old like, damn, I wasted my youth on a man on who I shouldn't have messed with. Yes, I get it. Some women want to be married and stuff like that. But, and there's nothing wrong with that. Whether you decide to want to be in a long-term relationship or an actual marriage, that's your prerogative. But no matter what type of situation you in, stop playing games. I get it. Like I said, the woman's value and whether you want to admit it or not, ladies, your value, not saying you don't matter, but like your stock and you getting quality men does dwindle as you get older, and it rapidly dwindles when you have baggage, i.e. kids, i.e. especially kids with multiple baby daddies and all that extra stuff. It speeds up the process than a woman who's just single with no baggage. Okay, tip number 4. And we all know this one. Selling you a dream and he knows it's never going to happen. And subconsciously, you know it's never going to happen. But you play this game with yourself where you go off on, puppy love, history with someone, and you kind of hold on to the past, which we all have done it. I've done it. You hold on to the past and you always constantly reliving the past. That's a toxic, well, I shouldn't keep using the word toxic. That's a toxic way of how to deal with a man, a F-boy. When a man is, and I'm not going to really focus on this because it's kind of obvious. It's kind of like, we all know this is, public knowledge. When a man sells you a dream, you do what to determine if he's serious or not? His freaking actions. You don't go off on what a man says. You don't go off on I'm not like this in person and I'm really like this, and I'm dealing with this right now, so once I get myself right, we're going to be together and I'm going to give you this and that and the third. Stop it. You have one life to live. What we doing? We sitting here playing games, or we sitting here and we're going to make something shake? Okay? Stop even playing games at 22. I'm not saying that you're supposed to be in a full-blown committed relationship because you're still young. You're still going through your little stages or whatever. But even then, don't play games with men, okay? And to a certain degree, this video can apply to men as well, Okay? Because women play mind games as well too. It's a tad bit different for us, you know, by help me in the comments, you know, I be messing up my words, child. Biologically, you know, if I'm saying that right, we're not 100% the same, but it still plays to a certain degree. Okay, so like I said, I'm not gonna really focus on that too much because it's kind of like common knowledge. Tip number 5. Now, tip number 5 basically sums up all through 1 through 4, and that's basically, he makes you feel crazy. He makes you feel as though what you're feeling, you're overthinking it. Now, like I said before, females, you do tend to overthink things and have this whole fantasy in your mind where it's playing out like this and it's really not. Okay? It's really playing out how it's playing out in your face. Now, when for the sake of this video, excuse me again, for the sake of this video, when you're dealing with an F-boy, he does certain things. He's mastered, especially depending on what he's dealt with in his personal life. He has mastered certain ways on how to get you riled up and how to make you feel insecure and how to make you feel crazy. He watches his words. He watches his tone. He watches his delivery. All of that plays into a factor of why you feel like how you're feeling. Because he's monotone or nonchalant on certain things, he's mastered that. He hasn't always mastered that. He has had when he was younger and all hooping and hollering over a female, and then he learned how to play the game. Might not be the right game, might not be somebody that you should want to deal with type of game, but it's still all in the same game. It's different forms of game, but F-boys deal with a particular type of game, which is messing with your head. Like I said, 1 through 5 all plays into a factor. Messing with your head. What he can do to basically get that itch, get that scratch off of him. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel some type of way. Ladies, before I go ahead and wrap this up, because this video is going as long as than what I expected, but I expected to go this kind of a bit long because, you know, just so you can understand each and every one, I had to stretch it out more longer than what I would normally intend to. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it like this: women and men, you know, depending on how you want to even flip it for your own perspective in your own life as a man. Like I said, you have one life to live, and your life should not be revolved around a goofy ass nigga. And I know I shouldn't be cussing and saying the N-word like that, but stop dealing with these F-boys. Stop dealing with these niggas, okay? Learn how to be on your square with certain things. Learn how to navigate through certain people and when to cut it off. The more you do that, especially, I wish when at my age right now, I wish I would have known this or done this when I was, I say 4 or 5 years ago. I really wish. If I would have done that right now, 9 times out of 10, I probably would have been in a relationship right now. If I would have just had this, cut out a lot of, you know, people out of my life that wasn't even this. Now, some people that ended up not working out, I don't regret. But it's also some people where it should have just been what it is and then bye. Or not a hey or bye at all. But I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me how you feel about this video. Don't forget to also hit that Cash App button if you just want to feel a little generous. Don't forget to follow my social medias at __ Michelle. I said __ Michelle. India __ Michelle at Snapchat and Instagram. And until next time with another video. Bye-bye.